I did something that I really never do. I traveled to this location, which I've never been to before, and I came here with literally no plan. And when I say no plan, I mean like I had a flight, I had a rental car, I did not have any hotels or camping or anything booked because I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I had like a dream wish list, but I also had like alternate things for the weather. So I had like idea A, idea B, idea C. And it wasn't until I landed today that I made the decision to come up to Olympic National Park. I'm sitting here right by the Tree of Life, my first stop on my 2-day road trip around this park. I came up to explore a little bit and do some personal work and, shoot for myself a little bit as well. It has been raining on and off the entire drive here, but I'm here now. And honestly, it is incredible. I've been to many national parks, especially in the West, and it has taken me years to step foot into this one, and I'm very excited that I'm here. So let me show you around as we're capturing today on the Leica M6, the Leica M11, and the Leica Q2. Those are the 3 cameras that I brought on this trip. In the Leica M6, we'll be shooting Portrait 400 today because it's not super bright. But I'm hopeful that we can shoot some Gold 200 and even some FP4 while I'm up here. All right, let's go check out this tree. I will acknowledge I have nothing to compare it to because I've never been here before, but this is shoulder season, right? So that we're in between the seasons. We're right at the very beginning of fall, but I imagine this place is more crowded than this usually because today there are maybe 20 people on this beach, and that's really not bad for a national park. I mean, have you been to Yellowstone or Zion? Absolutely insane. Okay, so originally the plan was to capture this on the Q2 because I'm kind of like here while the tide's going out. It's like in between high and low tides, so I didn't really think I'd have enough room to capture this on the M11. But now that I'm here and I have plenty of room, we're gonna capture this tree today on the 35 Summilux, on the M6 and the M11. And why not look at both? So we'll do both digital and film side by side. But first, the people have to get out of the shot. All right, stop 1 was a success. I think I got a couple of cool shots. It's crazy how we will come see the craziest things and drive so far. Nature, wild stuff. Okay, next up, we are on to Ruby Beach for a quick stop. That's only about 10 minutes away or so, or 10 miles away, I don't remember. But heading there next, and then on to Forks. Truth be told, I don't know if it gets much better than a grown man flying a kite on the beach. That made my heart happy. We all have our thing. In an effort to minimize the risk of swapping lenses between my M6 and M11, I put the 50 Summilux on the M11 and we'll keep shooting the 35 Summilux on the M6. And now it's raining. Rain was definitely expected, but because of the rain, I've put away the M6 and the M11 until I want to use it, and then I'll take it out, use it, and stick it back in the bag. Leica M bodies aren't really known for weather sealing. That's why I'm not too concerned about the Sony here, but I'm definitely concerned about the M11 and the M6 getting wet. So this composition here, I find it interesting. I've never seen a shot from this side before, and you've got like water curving into the rock. I don't know if that we call that a rock or a mountain or whatever it is, a big sea rock. But I'm gonna shoot from right here because this is amazing. I think it's important to point out that just like 10 minutes ago, it was raining hard enough that I needed to put my cameras away. And now, beautiful and sunny. This is what Olympic National Park promised me. Unexpected conditions, lots of rain, and maybe sunshine. And if this sunshine holds out to the end of the day, we are gonna be in for a treat. All right, I just got to La Push. I guess that's what it's called. First beach, parked right here on the beach. Freaking beautiful. I'm about to walk over there. But my actual plan was to be here for, like right now, it's like about an hour and a half before sunset. And then I was gonna go hike for sunset at Rialto Beach, which is just down the road. But when I went to pull up my GPS for Rialto Beach, it said I couldn't get there. So I asked guys at the gas station here what was up. And they said that 2 days ago, a person was visiting Rialto Beach and got sucked out to sea and drowned. So someone lost their life. Really tragic and sad. And honestly, it really does speak to the danger of just the West Coast. I mean, I live in the Bay Area. We've got areas in our part as well where sneaker waves will come out of nowhere up against cliffs and people die every year. And up here, obviously, it's no different. So very sad for the family of somebody that, lost their life. And unfortunately, I won't be doing a hike at Rialto Beach, but I'm going to hang out here at La Push for a little bit. It's just absolutely beautiful there. And I will show you and we'll go take a look. Well, I've got about an hour until sunset. So I figured rather than leave and try to come back, knowing that driving out here is work. Everything's kind of spread out and far away. So I thought maybe I would just take some time and jump in to a little edit session and see how the photos are looking. Got like 3 layers on the Q2 here. Peak design clip, gotta come off first. The grip, and that's what I needed. Out here at La Push, there's no cell phone service, no Wi-Fi, just the sound of the waves and this incredible lighting. I still can't believe that we actually have light. I was completely expecting rain the whole day, so I'm pretty stoked that I can sit here in this sunlight. Oh wow, I only took 6 photos on the Q2 today. Let's go to the M11. I shared this whenever I got the M11, that I was unsure how I'd feel about the base plate, this new design, but it's freaking amazing. I'm all about it. All right, let's put in the M11. A lot more than the Q2. 73. For Leica, I would say it's not a bad day. It's easy when you have autofocus to just fire off, burst mode, constantly just pop, 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 pop. I shoot a lot slower with the Leica camera, and I like it that way. Leica it. Please don't unsubscribe. All right, well, after waiting a little bit, it's golden hour, so we're gonna head on out. Well, it's just a few minutes before sunrise and I'm here in the rainforest in Olympic National Park. I'm gonna hike the Hall of Mosses. I came out here for a sunrise because while I don't expect any like actual sunrise, I'm expecting fog. I was thinking that shooting the moss in the fog would be a pretty cool look, and so I'm hoping for some fog as the sun's coming up some. I'm not really seeing too much. There's been a little bit as I drove out here, but we'll see when we get in there. But here's the thing. It is raining, if you can't hear it. And right now it's raining lightly, but the drive out here from Forks this morning, which was about an hour, was like intense rain. And I feel like that's all coming this way because I drove through it in the direction that it's moving. So I'm not 100% certain that I'm going to shoot the way I intended to and take like all my cameras in my bag and this camera out. Just given the amount of rain that has been coming down all morning, I think I might shoot some video on my iPhone today rather than bring out the Sony a7S III so that I can keep my Leica cameras nice and dry and in my bag and not have to like put this camera down and carry it on its little handheld Joby tripod that I am sitting on right now. But for right now, we just kind of sit and wait for more light. I will add this. This is my first time in Olympic National Park, and I am absolutely loving it. And it's more than just like the scenery and its beauty. It's the fact that I'm in shoulder season and nobody is here. This is the national park experience I want. I want to go somewhere and connect with nature and scenery, and I don't want 1,000 people around me. Pre-pandemic, I could have told you the parks to do that in shoulder season. One of them being Zion. I used to go to Zion every fall because it was like completely empty. Now Zion is basically Disneyland every single week. I was there shoulder season 2021 and 2022 slammed. It was just crazy. I think I'm done with it. The drive out here from Forks this morning, I didn't see a single car, not one, from an hour, from the time I got out of Forks until this parking lot where there's a ranger cleaning the bathrooms over there, which I will be hitting up in just a quick minute. He's the only person out here. There's literally nobody around, and that is awesome. And even if there were just a handful of people, that's fine. But there's not like 1,000 people here in this parking lot this morning like there are in other national parks. And while I do love all of our national parks, this one's getting me right here, right now. I love the solitude, the beauty. I love the rain. I live in California. We got blue skies and sunshine every day. This is a nice change up. I also saw a family of raccoons this morning as I was driving in, so that was pretty cool. 4-shot Americano. Get me through the day. All right, so the rainforest is delivering on its promise to be a rainforest, and I am ready to go. I got the waterproof pants. I got the Eddie Bauer waterproof jacket. It's definitely wet here. And once again, we're filming on the iPhone 15, because why bring the Sony out in all this mess, right? One of the things that I do when I'm shooting in a forest like this, I mean, when you look around, choosing the right camera and the right focal length can make or break what you do in a place like this. For me, I typically shoot my wider focal lengths when I'm in a forest because it makes the landscapes look as big as they are to the eye. Even 35 is, in my opinion, too tight for this. So I've switched over to the Q2. God, it is really raining on me here. I've switched over to the Q2, which is a 28 obviously, and I'm doing most of my shots here today with the Q2. That said though, getting detail shots is pretty fun also. So I will likely be using the M11 with the 50 for close focus and detail shots if there's anything that I feel like I want to get close on, which I know there will be. But right now, I'm just mostly shooting with the Q2 as I walk around this forest. And honestly, with the weather as it is, the Q2 being decently weather sealed, that's a win. Also, I cannot get this hood to like balance. Come on, just balance over my face. There we go, that's better. right, I hope you guys enjoyed the haul of mosses. A big thank you to Ona Bags for keeping my cameras dry on this very, very wet hike. All right, I'm heading back to the car, and then we're gonna go and find something else to shoot. All right, so now it's time to try to dry off things a little bit. So basically, I'm gonna let my cameras just air dry. And the same with my Ona bag. I'm gonna stick it down here. I got cool air blowing on the floor to just try to dry things up as best they can on the next hour while I'm driving. All right, I'm here at Cape Flattery. I'm gonna hike out to the trail and we're gonna shoot some with the M11, M6, maybe the Q2. This trip has been incredible so far. The things that I've been doing differently on this trip is leaving the A7S III in the car more and bringing out, once again, the iPhone 15. I've done this for two reasons. I mean, honestly, like, I would much rather capture this moment on a much better camera with a big sensor and a great lens. But I'm also like a one-man show right now, and I'm carrying this bag and a camera, and I really don't want to just carry more stuff on anything I'm getting further from the car. And so if I'm out on a hike or doing something far from the car, we're looking at the iPhone. And I think it's going well. What do you think? Leave a comment below and let me know if you think this footage looks good. One thing that has just been absolutely incredible on this trip has been the weather. I had no idea what to expect. I was definitely expecting rain, which there's been plenty of, as you have seen, but we've also had sunshine, and that's been really cool and unexpected. Spot's incredible. And of course, there's somebody flying a drone, which I think is illegal. There's nothing better than being in a beautiful spot and hearing the buzzing of a drone. Really brings the ambience into it all. All right, there's a seagull Got a bottom frame, top frame, got the rock. Let's see if we can turn this into a nice photo. I'm typically not one to shoot man-made things. If you look at my whole portfolio, unless it's like street or city, I'm not really shooting anything man-made. Okay, houses, cabins. But anyway, out in nature, I don't like shooting things that are man-made. I like to hide things that are man-made, but I'm digging this trail right here, this composition of this walking trail. Check it out. All right, well, this spot has been amazing. 10 out of 10 in every way. But it's time to head back to the car and start the drive on the north side of the peninsula and start heading our way back towards Seattle with a few stops along the way. All right, so Hurricane Ridge, the lodge at the top a couple months ago was struck by lightning and completely burned down. And ever since then, they have either had it closed or they've just started reopening it, but to a limited number of cars because of the limited bathroom access. So I drove over to Hurricane Ridge with my fingers crossed that the road would be open here at 2:40 in the middle of the day, because they limit it to like 400 cars a day. And I got to the entrance of the road that takes us into the park, and there is a electronic sign that said Hurricane Ridge Road is open. So I'm actually real excited that I'm going to get to do this. It was like really questionable whether it was going to happen or not. So very stoked to be driving up Hurricane Ridge Road. It's going to be like harsh lighting or really diffused lighting. It's like a crazy mix of sky and cloud. It's rained, it's cold, it's been a day. I'm excited to get up there and see what it looks like. I'm being very hopeful that we'll get some beautiful images up on the top of Hurricane Ridge. I am solo hiking. They do not advise that. Oh well. As someone who is solo hiking, every bend feels like a threat. Watching out for those mountain lions. Okay, so I just completed a trail. It's a really interesting day up here because there's a little bit of a view, but not much. As you can tell, like the mountains are pretty crushed out with clouds, but we have these interesting sun rays happening. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Being that it is freezing up here, my hands are cold as ice and there is no view. I'm gonna relocate the car and just where I can see, I guess that would be southeast, and just wait a little bit and see if a view opens up. But I'm gonna hang out in the car because it is cold. Well, I made it in time to see the sunrise. And here's the thing, you don't know what you don't know when you're shooting a new spot. So like this spot this morning, because of the angle of the sun and the mountains that are behind me, by the time the sun was hitting the mountain, it didn't have that golden light. It had just more typical like daylight, and that's totally fine. Different times of the year, it'll hit the mountain differently, but the angle today did not have that golden light. But it doesn't make it any less incredible of an experience. This entire trip has just been unreal with the conditions that I expected versus the conditions that I got. The craziest thing is I almost like canceled this whole thing the day before because the weather reports were just so bad. And I got here and it's been perfect in every spot I've been to, except Hurricane Ridge, but it was open when there was like a limit of 400 cars a day and I got there before they closed the road. So like just blown away. So all that to say, chasing the right conditions, that's a great part of photography, but you gotta learn to make things work as they are and just take it for what it is and love it. And I am just loving this morning. It's quiet, I'm alone, I've got this beautiful landscape behind me. Honestly, it just couldn't be better. And I'm shooting with the Leica M11 and the 35 Summilux, and I've also got the Leica Q2 taking some shots as well. It's an incredible morning. Well guys, I don't know how long this YouTube video has ended up being. I'm hoping it's not like over 30 minutes. There's only one guy I know that can like pull off these long form videos and keep me entertained, and I'm not that guy. Grainy Days, check him out. But I'm gonna be heading back to Portland now, back to the airport, flying back home to the Bay. As much as I love doing photography, I love seeing my family more. So I'm excited to get home, see the fam. Can't wait till tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the YouTube things. If you like what you've seen today and you want to check out my color grades, hit the link below. Everything's on that link, so check it out. And I will see you guys next time.